Gov Insider Verome officially opens Billy Folly after St. Martin's first public-private partnership. Verome acknowledges road conditions, urges public patience amid ongoing rains. Police controls around Festival Village. Prime Minister Mercelina and Minister of Sports Gums welcome home Carifta athletes. From the island, St. Martin, this is SXM Daily News for April 15th, 2026. Government of Insider Verome officially opens Billy Folly after St. Martin's first public-private partnership, speaking Prime Minister Dr. Luc Mercelina and Minister Patrice Gums, Minister of Public Housing, Spatial Planning, Environment and Infrastructure.
We are realizing in St. Martin that we have to make a mindset switch now, and we have to go for St. Martin to stay resilient and sustainable. We will have to make a switch from stakeholdership to co-ownership if we want to keep this island going. When I started in office, I came to this gentleman here and I told him we're going to do it in another way, because I realized that this road that we call the Burger King Road, the Pelican Road, the Billy Folly Road, I realized that this is one of the main arteries that feeds the economy of St. Martin. So we started a conversation. I got an invitation. We went there in the back and we sat there and we discussed, and we came to the conclusion that the mind switch must be now a private-public engagement. That is what we did actually. And that is actually the switch from stakeholdership to co-ownership. So we decided, through efforts from the co-owners from St. Martin, let us start mobilizing the owners of the properties that are stake co-owners from the road and see if they can contribute to make this happen. Then of course we run to the big man that has to say yes from Verome, and we got an enormous cooperation for us to execute it. I even remember, I found it even very risky to do, that this nice gentleman next to me asked me, what is your contribution as government? And I didn't have no green light from the Council of Ministers. And I said, oh God, tomorrow I have to go to my colleague Minister of Verome to tell him what I said. And I compromised at that moment for 20% contribution for the project without having no green light from the Council of Ministers. But thank God, Mr. Patrice Gums understands what this road means for the further evolution and development of St. Martin. So he jumped on the project immediately, and he makes it his own. And today we're standing here actually to celebrate that together on this island we can achieve great things with each other. We always brag St. Martin is the place to be. The moment you have your contribution, you become co-owner, you become more responsible for what you owe.
I think what's very important, in echoing sort of the discussions around the way in which government is going forward, private-public partnerships. The reality is we have quite a lot on our plate as government, but this idea of co-ownership, this idea of doing it together is really a very strong paramount point of our governing program. Over the last year and a half, we've actually been focusing and pushing out a lot of partnerships. This was one of the first ones, so we want to say thank you to all the contributors who really put themselves forward for this. It's really about setting the example for everybody else to follow. Following that, we had also from the Goya Group an investment into the Harbour and St. Philip community, and it keeps on going from there. So I just want to say, you know, when we got the opportunity to have this discussion, it wasn't a question necessarily about yes or no, it was just how much. And I think the results of it and how the simple things like this simple speed bump and how it has come out has really elevated not only the product, but also the quality experience for not only the hotels, the restaurants, and the residents as well. On the issue of the water, I'm very happy to say we are indeed not walking away. We do have an intervention planned. We already have new people coming on board to sponsor that intervention. So we're looking forward to getting that solved very much and hopefully before the next season. But also I think what's very important is that much what PM says, we also see in the Council of Ministers, is something very special about St. Martin. And I think I know what it is, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's about how we manage chaos. People come to St. Martin for a little bit of everything. St. Martin, this little neighborhood alone, offers everything: casinos, hotels, restaurants, nightclubs, all in something the size of a small district. It's about how we as government come together to manage it efficiently, and we can't do it alone. And I think that idea of co-ownership, that it's not always going to be enough, it's not always going to be the best, but how do we manage what we have and how do we invest and maintain it? One critical point we're working on within the Ministry of Rumi, in particular, which is for the Council of Ministers, is this idea of maintaining. I think for a very long time we have taken for granted our product. I think from every single level, from policy level, from a finance level, I think what you're seeing now is really an investment and not necessarily something new, but enhancing what we have and we own. So I really want to thank all of you for coming together and really supporting government to support you. And also for everybody else who's interested, reach out. I think this is an idea, this is an opportunity where there's a bridging of a gap between community needs and social needs in the government, and we're very much open to partnerships. So for me, you guys were the trailblazers. Thank you, Prime Minister, as well, for initiating this conversation and also bringing it to the Council of Ministers. And its idea about really recognizing that government should not work in silos. It's about recognizing individual strengths as ministers and bring them together to come to break a beautiful pride together with the community.
Very good.
So with that, thank you all very much. This is just step one to a much better, much more invested in St. Martin and the community.
The Ministry of Public Housing, Spatial Planning, Environment and Infrastructure, VROMI, acknowledges that the current rain will continue to expose vulnerabilities in the island's road infrastructure, resulting in the formation of potholes and deteriorating road surfaces across various areas. While efforts to improve road infrastructure remain a priority, repair works are weather-dependent and will commence as soon as conditions permit. The Ministry is actively working toward a more comprehensive, long-term road management plan to address these challenges in a sustainable manner. The Ministry respectfully asks for the patience and cooperation of all road users during this period and assures the public that restoring safe and reliable road conditions remains a top priority. The Police Force of St. Martin, KPSM, informs the public that intensified controls are currently being carried out in and around the festival village, both before, during, and after scheduled shows and events. These actions are part of ongoing efforts to ensure general public safety and to maintain proper traffic flow in the area during this busy period. Patrol officers are actively conducting checks aimed at preventing incidents and promoting a safe environment for all visitors. As part of these operations, officers are carrying out preventative searches specifically aimed at detecting and preventing the possession of illegal narcotics and firearms. During one of the recent control operations, officers stopped and searched a total of 30 individuals, while 12 vehicles were also inspected. KPSM is urging the general public to cooperate fully with officers during these controls. These measures are in place for the safety of everyone and will continue in the coming days in and around the festival village. The police force thanks the community for its understanding and cooperation. Michael Granger, Treasurer and Public Relations, speaking at the press conference, of course. We have our 2 parades for this, which can be awesome. We have 17 troops for carnival parades. We have the Night of the Hitmakers, Mr. Rude Fleming, and crew. Dedication well over all of these years. Marketing ideas and how to approach from the rude, long-time flagship show-off St. Martin Carnival. And we are very happy that he is still here with us.
After Noche Latina, of course, we have our 2 parades, but this is about making up the shows. The parade is going to be awesome. We have 17 troops, so the police is holding their head already, but that's okay. Next up, we have the hit makers, Mr. Rude and crew. We want to compliment and thank Mr. Rude for his dedication, commitment to Carnival over all of these years. We got a lot of our marketing ideas and how to approach shows from Rude, long time, the flagship show of St. Martin Carnival. And we are very happy that he is still here with us, hasn't given up the hat as yet. So without further ado, the Night of the Hitmakers is back, and Mr. Rude.
I think one thing for sure we are very known for doing is when it comes to celebration, we go all out. In the 55-year Carnival celebration, none of us has compromised because we want to make sure everyone that is visiting have the most joyous time, like we say, come experience life. So Mr. Wood, as they call me, Berto Fleming from Extra Tight Entertainment, we came on the Carnival scene in 2013 with Night of the Hitmakers. One of the ideas and the concepts behind Night of the Hitmakers was to kind of change the concept and the feel of Carnival. So prior to this, Carnival was a typical jump and wave, you know, with your rag. The rag was a very instrumental tool for Carnival. So the concept and the idea that we had was, you know, take away the idea of folks standing up with their hands full, because that was one thing you would see, you know. People standing, their hands full, and they're shaking their head. Yeah, they good. They good. That was it, you know. So the idea was to change the idea and say, let's put a dance floor in the Carnival village, because obviously the St. Martin audience loved to dance. Prior to this, dancing not in the club, but dancing in the Carnival village, unheard of. I could clearly remember when I dropped the idea to a few people, it's like, nah, that would never work. Carnival is jump and wave. You want to dance, you gotta be Port de Plaisant under the tent. Like, okay. That make me know that something good. That mean we were on to a niche. In 2013, when the dance floor came, it was like magic. It was magic. I mean, the challenges we had to go through to approve the dance floor was all well worth it. 13 years later, the dance floor is still there. In 2014, the SCDF branded Night of the Hitmakers as the flagship show. What a pressure. End of the day, it's a title that we didn't take lightly, simply because all of the events that we were doing were value-centered, focus on the highest level of entertainment that we could invite to the country. You know, one of the things that we always would pay keen attention to was the highest quality bands, as less as possible, so that their fans could enjoy the show. You know, we would always get bamboozled for this, because you would come with a lineup and at the end is silence and that's it. Like that, yeah, that's it. You know, but one of the joyous things of the Hitmakers would always be the night of the show is where the magic happens. You know, you could promote and have the best ads, have the best posters, the best everything, but the night of the show is where it matters, because at the end of the day, the people pay their money for the night of the show, and that's where we always go all out, from our firework display to, you know, changing the color of the village, just making sure that everyone that comes there transform the village to a level when you leave, it's like, wow. This year is no different. You know, we're our 14th year, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, Hitmakers is the longest running show in Carnival. I stand to be corrected. But the passion that we adapt in it, the formula that we find, the people gravitate to it. So this year, on 55 years, I'm standing here next to Miss Arundel. She was one of those pushing me from the inception. You could do it, let's go, you know, sitting many days asking for her expertise because, you know, you never, when you could find experience to grow product better, I would never ever deny that. So this year we chose nostalgia. You know, when you're celebrating an event, you could choose to, you know, celebrate the event or you could reflect on the event. So this year we chose nostalgia with our lineup, and we're creating a very historic moment in Carnival this year, which is placing the roots of Zouk, Kassav, the world-renowned Kassav, and putting them next to what I call the new trend, our local celebrity Oswald. People wouldn't see it, but having Kassav, who's the root of this music, on the same stage with our international artist Oswald, it's gonna be something out of the world. Trust me, mark it, you're not gonna believe what's gonna happen that night. Add a little bit of what we consider was one of the bands to always shake up Carnival next to the Byron Lee, the Dragonaires. Adding Crossfire to this event has created a formula of, let's call it a melange, that would put majority visitors that have frequented Carnival in a state of mind what they were doing at the time that song came out, what I was doing when I heard that song. And that's gonna take you down memory lane to actually celebrate 55 years of what we still consider the best Carnival in the Caribbean.
Are you Asset V insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? Asset V is cardless. Request your My Asset V account today and enter the virtual office of Asset V. Go to assetv.sx and sign up now.
Asset V, yeah, your social and health insurances.
The delegation of the European Union, EU, headed by EU Commissioner for International Partnerships, Joseph Sikela, and the delegation of the Netherlands, led by Minister for Kingdom Relations, Eric van der Burg, together with representatives of the Dutch Overseas Countries and Territories, OCTs, convened for a high-level meeting to reinforce cooperation and address shared strategic priorities. The delegation of Sint Maarten was headed by the Minister Plenipotentiary, Dr. Anders Gracita Arendel. During the discussions, the European Union reaffirmed its commitment to the OCTs, highlighting a doubling of the OCT financial envelope to support, among others, sustainable development, digital and maritime connectivity, disaster risk reduction, and the energy transition. A shift toward larger, coordinated, and investment-ready projects was emphasized, alongside plans to scale up financing in the next programming cycle. Across the Dutch Caribbean OCTs, leaders highlighted key project areas for cooperation with the European Union, including maritime connectivity, digital resilience, renewable energy, disaster risk management, and economic diversification. These priority areas were presented as opportunities for investment and partnership, with discussions focusing on strengthening regional cooperation, reducing external dependencies, and advancing climate resilience in light of growing geopolitical and environmental challenges. Minister Arendel underscored Sint Maarten's strategic role as a key regional hub in the Eastern Caribbean and a vital link in advancing European cooperation, while highlighting the need to reduce its heavy dependence on external partners. Central to this vision is the advancement of maritime connectivity as a driver of economic diversification, food security, and renewable energy transition, resilience, alongside the urgent need to strengthen secure and diversified digital infrastructure.
Athletics Federation and also the government of St. Martin and the Princess Juliana International Airport. Thank you all so much for being here, and let's celebrate.
Minute, we're coming into 200 meter, 100 meter, we're coming into the finals. All you've done, people, let me say thank you.
We're very often, as a small island, underestimated by our regional neighbors, particularly when it comes to sports. I grew up watching Major League Baseball players from Curacao and Santo Domingo dominate headlines, powerful swimmers from Trinidad cutting through the water, and lightning bolts from Jamaica tearing up the track. Since then, the question has always been, when will it be St. Martin's turn? It seemed that that kind of greatness and international renown was not our destiny. And in truth, there are many, many reasons why we have struggled, faltered, and in some areas failed to achieve what athletes from other islands have. But today is not about that. It's about you, our amazing student athletes, and how your parents, your coaches, and your federations have managed to light a fire under your own potential, how they have stoked your own determination, and how you have made good on your own commitment to success to get you to this point. To our aquatics athletes, I've had the honor to watch your meets, watch some of your practices, and continuously get my updates from Rita, your parents, your coaches, and your biggest fans.
Well,
Isaiah, what was just within your grasp this time will be all yours to claim the next time around. To your teammates, I'm always fascinated when I watch you in the water. Your progress, your growth is not anything to sneeze at. And I know with the coaches you have, it is only upwards from here. To our athletics athletes, now I have a special relationship with athletics and with dynamics because Abdul once joked about me joining a practice and I said, Abdul, if it involves running, it doesn't involve me. But that has never stopped my admiration for these incredible athletes. And if I may, in 2023, myself and Mavi were actually at the sports auditorium watching some student basketball games. And I remember saying to him, those twins are going to be a problem. That's double the trouble right there. And then we saw them on the track, and I reiterated my statement.
How? What?
Naja, as our first gold medalist at Carifta, our golden boy, you find yourself in the unique position of being looked to as a role model, a leader, and an icon for not just your teammates, but for St. Martin.
well,
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, but never forget the hands of your parents, holding your head high when life does what it sometimes does. Ignore the noise, keep your focus, and maintain your course. And you'll see the world will be forced to reckon with you every step of the way. To your teammates, Carlos, Sebastiana, Jolene, Michael, Audio, Marlon, and of course, your forever teammate, Messiah. The love and support you show to one another sets a standard for all athletes to follow. Continue to learn from one another, and you will continue to grow together. And just so you all know, the Minister of Education of Nevis called my office to ask if we could meet each other during the carnival season. And during the call, he congratulated me, saying, neighbor, you're for us. I said my response to that was, get used to it, neighbor. Because by hook or by crook, we will be bringing back 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 medals, gold, in future Carifta Games. To Abdul and Javea, you know that no matter what, you have my support in whatever capacity I am in. What you do with these student athletes is beyond admirable. It is the way we stop wondering, why not us, and start asking, okay, so who's next?
Counselor.
Thank you for your work and your service always. Olympic track and field star Carl Lewis once said, if you don't have confidence, you'll always find a way not to win. And that is the message I want to leave with all of you today. You, the athletes, you, the parents, you, the community of St. Martin. Because success at any level, in any area, has and will always require a community that has confidence in itself and in each other. Thank you, and congrats again, guys.
I am very, very happy today, as I feel that also by all of you. First of all, I want to congratulate and thank the aquatic team that represented St. Martin abroad. And of course, I would like to congratulate the athletes, the runners. Thank you guys for doing what you did for this great St. Martin. As the speaker before me said, a lot of negative things happen in this country, but we have proven that we are resilient people to survive that, but also we have proven that we can achieve great things on the international platform. I'm very, very happy today, and especially Nadia Wyatt. You are a victory for yourself, but your victory is also a victory for St. Martin. And at this particular moment, I really think you are the symbol of hope for the future of St. Martin. And you're bringing unity and love for country and pride back to this country. May bless you for your contribution on this age to do what you're doing for our St. Martin. May bless you all. Thank you.
Now for the weather forecast, tonight through Thursday evening. Partly cloudy and slightly breezy with light haze, brief showers possible. Surface winds, tonight through Thursday evening. Easterly with a gentle to moderate breeze at 10 to 17 MLB and higher gusts possible. State of the sea, slight to moderate waves, swells 2 to 5 feet. Outlook through Friday evening, partly cloudy with isolated showers. And now your 3-day forecast.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah, your social health insurances.
A delegation from the Ministry of Public Health, Social Development, and Labour has completed a benchmarking mission to Aruba and Curaçao in support of the ongoing reform of the Inspectorate of Public Health, Social Development, and Labour met with a wide range of ministries, inspectorates, and public institutions in both Aruba and Curaçao. These included inspectorates of public health, labour, social development, and education, as well as departments responsible for human resources, elderly care, food safety, and public health governance. The mission had multiple objectives, including gathering input for the ongoing IVSA reform and advancing preparations for the establishment of a healthcare professional registry system, the BIG, in St. Martin. Another focus of the visit was the development of the BIG registry for St. Martin. The delegation met with the Aruba Quality Institute to gain insight into systems for the registration, licensing, diploma recognition, and quality assurance of healthcare professionals. Establishing such a registry is considered a critical step toward ensuring that healthcare professionals practicing in St. Martin meet the required standards, qualifications, and professional regulations. The Department of Statistics, STAT, of St. Martin recently conducted a working visit to ITSE of Saint Martin to explore opportunities for closer collaboration and the strengthening of statistical cooperation between both sides of the island. Discussions focused on enhancing collaboration in key areas such as tourism statistics, the Consumer Price Index, CPI, and inflation, the labor force survey, and the household budget survey. Both institutions also exchanged views on methodologies and best practices with the aim of improving the quality, comparability, and reliability of data produced on the island. A key outcome of the meeting was the recognition of the importance of possible areas of sharing information, particularly in relation to visitors who stay on the French side or vice versa. By working together, both institutions aim to develop a more comprehensive understanding of tourism flows across the island, including future analysis of visitor spending and satisfaction patterns. This would allow for more accurate insights into how much visitors spend on different parts of the island, based on aggregated survey data. This is our SXM Daily Newscast. Thank you for joining us.